I give you guys a big tax tip, and you guys have a great day, and then we see each other next Tuesday. But this, I want to give you a love letter for February. I know Valentine's Day just went past, and I brought a special guest here with me, Miss BC McGregor. And what's amazing about BC is an expert and not only discussing fear and helping her clients navigate that, but she's brilliant in helping them get from fear to freedom. So I'm gonna tell you guys about Miss awesome BC before we dig into this. So BC is an expert in mastering and transcending internal fears, an award-winning international speaker, TEDx speaker, and results focused facilitator. With a corporate finance career of over 2 decades, she overcame the challenges, demands, and politics of corporate America and answered the calling of her soul. She's the founder of Fear to Freedom and the creator of Live More, Fear Less method. BC works with individuals to disrupt the status quo of their mindset so they discover and reconnect to the powerful parts of themselves that have been buried or lost. She prides herself on the ability to connect deeply because of her multicultural background. A recent Georgian resident, yet a Jersey girl at heart with deep Nigerian roots. All right, Nigeria. She enjoys meditating, nature walks, traveling the world, breakfast, and playing auntie to her 8 nieces and nephews. 8. Good night. Your Christmas list is so long. Anyway, welcome,
Thank you,
BC.
thank you, thank you so
Thank
much,
you so
Chanel.
much.
Thank
And
you for having me.
you're welcome. And I wanted to bring you here because I wanted to talk just about money in general. I know I'm doing like a discussion about our fears with money. I had did a previous video where we really detailed out about like what causes that fear. And today I just wanted you to kind of help us with talking about after we kind of identify that fear, what would you say would be the next thing? Like after someone says, I am afraid of my money for whatever reasons, um, I guess first, what would be your first step in helping them transcend over to that freedom process, if you will?
Love that. Loaded question. Yeah. Thank you for having me,
Mhm.
Chanel, first off. And I love this conversation. I love talking about fear, period. And it shows up in every area of our lives. You know, some people say, I'm super fearless. Yes, you may be fearless in relationships, but when it comes to money, it's a whole different story. You may be fearless in your career, but when it comes to relationships, it's a whole nother story. I remember having a client once who said, with numbers, she's great. But as soon as you put a dollar sign behind 1+1, all of a sudden, she, she's
Wow.
just doesn't know what to do. And that is because that fear is running something in the background. See, that's the thing that most people do not realize. More than 75% of our decisions are fear based. More than 75% of our decisions are fear based. What does that mean? You're saying yes to a thing you really want to say no to, and no to a thing you really want to say yes to, then you get home, you beat yourself up, you know, why did I do that? And then you wake up the next day and you do it all over again. And that's because this thing is running this mechanism in the background without your permission, without your consent, and 75% of the time it's just answering on your behalf. So the first step I say to my clients or the people in my camp is this: knowing that fear is your gateway to freedom. It is your gateway to freedom. You must pass through that gate in order to get to the other side. So, my Live More Fearless methodology, this is what I walk my clients through. It's 3 pillars. The first step is awareness, and that is where it all begins. Like, you must become uber aware to what's around you, what's in you, what's about you, how you make decisions. Do you have clarity? All of that. Otherwise, 75% of the time, fear is going to be making decisions for you. So that's the first step, just becoming aware. What do you want? What do you want? Are you clear about that? What does it look like? Would you know if you arrive there?
And see, I preach that all the time, guys. Do I not? Know your numbers, basically, because a part of awareness, what it would look like in the tax world for sure. Know your numbers. Open what I call the bird letter, which is the letter from the IRS. Don't run from that. Know what they're telling you, and at least know why you have a tax situation, whether it is that you owe. Sometimes you guys have refunds and they are trying to contact you, but you're terrified of that letter.
Yes.
And you're allowing your fear to not only mess up your freedom, but your finances too.
Absolutely.
So, but awareness, I love that. I love the fact that you're saying how our fear is truly the gateway to our freedom.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Did you want to elaborate a little bit on that concept?
Yeah. And so your fear is your gateway to freedom. And I'll use the example you just talked on, the bird letter. Some people don't want to open the bird letter because there's this notion, if I don't open it, the problem will go away. But what happens is the problem never goes away. The issue never goes away at all. So you have, and these are all symptoms of fear: avoiding, hesitating. Wait, let me think about it. Let me think about it one more time.
Mm-hmm.
So you're avoiding, hesitating, you're procrastinating. I'll do it next month. Or it needs to be perfect. All of that stuff that you say is your personality is under this umbrella called fear. And what happens is when you are making decisions rooted in fear, it clouds your thoughts, it clouds your judgment, it clouds your intuition. And fear will have you doing, I'll put them under three major things. It will have you constricting.
Mm.
So speaking of opportunities, that's good. You're gonna find yourself having all kinds of excuses. I'm busy. I'm busy. I'm not gonna attend to the thing. So you constrict. You play smaller, right? We've seen it in this season of COVID, this pandemic. People are kind of like, no, I never had time before now, and then we're working from home, and all of a sudden you don't want to look at your finances. You still don't want to look at the stuff. You constrict. The second thing fear will have you do is condemning. You're looking at everybody else. You're blaming the IRS and the next man and the bank and everything, finger wagging, complaining, all that stuff. You're left with no time, no energy to do what you truly want. And the third thing fear will have you doing is conforming. This you see so much because fear says you cannot stand out. You cannot be yourself. It is way too risky. So you try to be like somebody else. You try to do it like somebody else. You try to do your finances like somebody else, but maybe it's not in alignment with your goals, with your vision, So again, it's all about getting clear. Who's in the driver's seat? Is it you or your fears? Who's in the driver's seat? So becoming clear about that, and when that happens, what begins to happen is it moves us to that second pillar of my methodology, awaken.
Ooh, so we go from awareness to awakening.
Yes, awaken. I love awaken because when you begin to get clear, when you begin to awaken to the facts that you actually have what it takes. It's not that you are not smart. It's not that you've wasted all this time. It's not that you actually all of a sudden wake up to the fact that you are capable. And here's my belief. Everything that you need to get to the next level, to clear up your finances, to achieve that audacious goal, all of it is already on the inside of you. Everything you need to take you to that level. It just simply needs to be awakened and activated. That's it.
I love that. I love it. I love it. And I mean, I know like in my world, what I would gather an awakening would be is the person who, reaches out and says, you know what, today is the day I'm going to address this. Because I have awesome clients who will come to me and say, I have a project. And they know it. They're like, because like you said, they constricted, they conform, they condemn, they've done all those things, and it became something that was very small, that was just the bird letter from the IRS, has now become this enormous project that may span multiple years.
Yes.
But they'll have that awakened moment,
Yes.
and they'll say, "I'm ready."
Yeah.
Because honestly, they could have done that a long time ago, but they've stopped being afraid,
Yeah.
and they said, "You know what? It's time to face the music."
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, for you, how does that feel? Like talk to people about that feeling. I mean, like let them get a glimpse of what that feels like. What are the benefits of that awakening? Like where you're basically at that point, you finally say, today I'm not gonna let fear win.
Yeah.
Fear's not winning today.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. I love that. I love those moments when I have it with my clients. They're kind of like, wait, wait. There's all this possibility. Yes. And it's all yours. You can do what you will with it. So here's the thing. And as I'm thinking about it, I'm like, I'm going to give you all a powerful tool that is a game changer in the lives of my clients and myself as well. And here's the thing. You want to take on your stretches. That's the power tip. Take on your stretches. But hang on with me. So I explain what this is about. The problem is you address your objectives or your goals without assessing the levels of fear associated with them. And even just, recognizing, yeah, there's some fear here and just accepting it. We see this a lot during, New Year, around this time, resolutions. This is the year 2021 is the yay. And then by January 13th or 11th, all of a sudden it's like you're going slow motion and you've lost steam because everything can be lumped together. Everything really is a stretch. So I'm going to show you a tool that I've used with my clients and in my life. It's called Stretch, Risk, or Die. And this is a powerful tool that I learned from one of my mentors, Rhonda Britton. So what you do is you draw out 3 circles. So it's going to be 3 circles inside one another. So it's going to be big, bigger, biggest. So it's going to be a bullseye and 2 circles around it. All right. So that very center, your bullseye, that's your comfort zone. That is your comfort zone. This is where fear has been assigned to babysit all of us and ensure we do not leave. This is where lies are farmed and nurtured for one reason or another. The goal is that you stay in your comfort zone. And here's the kicker. Just because it's called a comfort zone doesn't mean it's all that comfy. Most people are overwhelmed. They're frustrated. They're unfulfilled. They're tired. They feel trapped. All it is it's just familiar. If you're the person who just never looks at her finances, that's comfortable for you. So actually opening up an envelope, that's out of your comfort zone. We just throw the mail to the side, especially if it says IRS. That's your comfort zone. So here's what I want you to take away about the comfort zone. Fear is the gatekeeper of your comfort zone. Okay? Fear is the gatekeeper of your comfort zone. So now here's what you want to do. As I'm walking you through this tool, think about the one goal you want, whether it's your finances or something. We'll stick to finances here. Maybe you want to get better at, being a better custodian of your finances. What's that goal for you? Now, what I want you to do is paint your comfort zone. What is it that you currently do? Do you just chuck your finances to the side? Do you only look at it once in 3 months, once a year? Do you not talk about it? What does your comfort zone look like? And this is where honesty is so important. Because if you can't be honest with yourself, you're not changing anything. Nothing. So the next level, the next ring is called the stretch zone. The stretch zone is where you build your self-esteem, is where you build your self-confidence. It is also where you beat yourself up the most. Why? Because it contains the things that you know you can do, you just don't do them. They're small things, they're little things, they're easy things for you to do, you just don't do. Could you open that mail and just see, just read what it is they're looking for, what it is they want to inform you about, right? That is it. And it's also the place you beat yourself up the most, because the moment you finally do open the mail and you realize, oh, they were trying to send me a check all this time and now it's expired, you beat yourself up, right?
Right.
So that's your stretch zone. So what you want to do is come up with 3 subtasks in relation to that goal that you want to achieve. What are 3 little things that you know how to do and you just don't do them? Just write that out. Just 3 stretches. That's it. Okay. Now the next ring is called the risk zone. Now the risk zone is a little bit more uncomfortable. You're not sure if you can do it. It comes with this possibility of failure and rejection. It's a little scary. You're not sure. Yeah. Should I call Chanel D. Simmons about my taxes? I don't know. Yeah. So it's a little scary. What you want to do is come up with 2 things in this area. That's it. Just 2 simple things that, your heart kind of boom, boom. That. Just 2 things in the risk zone. Now, all of that space outside of the 3rd circle, remember we had 3 circles. All of that space outside of the 3rd circle is called the die zone. And it feels just like that. It's that thing that when somebody says, come and do this, you're like, are you out of your mind? I'm going to lose my breath. I am out of here. You're looking for the exit door.
Wow.
It's so far out of your comfort zone, you can't even fathom it. All you need to do is come up with one thing. What's the one thing? What's the one thing? Like if somebody said to me, Bissy, you need to look at your finances every single day and do a spreadsheet and do a thing. That's very die for me.
Right.
Not every day. I cannot do that every day. But you got to understand where you stand. What is that thing for you? What is that one thing? So here's how you use this tool. So now you got your comfort zone, which is life as it is right now, what you do. You've got your stretch zone, which are the things that are simple for you to do. You know how to do them. You just don't do them. And you have your risk zone. You're not sure you could do it, but you might need to do this thing in order in order to achieve that goal. And the die zone. So you come up with 3, 2, 1 things. So here's what you do. Remember the power tip was just take on your stretch. So maybe your stretch is, I'm going to open every financial article mail that comes through my door, my mailbox. That's your stretch. All you do is that. Now, here's what's going to happen though. The moment you go and open that mail or pick up the mail, your fear is going to rear its head. Because remember, it's the gatekeeper of your comfort zone. It's been assigned to babysit you inside your comfort zone. So now it's going to say, alert, alert. She is wandering outside of the gates. She's trying to open a mail, an IRS mail. What are you doing? And your fear is going to speak to you in the language that you understand so that it can get you back into your comfort zone. So maybe that is, if you open that mail, what if they want money from you? What if this is jail time? What if you have to hire somebody? You don't have money to do this. It will speak to you in the language that you understand so you can go back and say, you know what? Yeah, let me go clean the garage instead of opening this mail. That's what happens. But what you get to do now that we've had this conversation is you get to see fear and say, okay, I see you. You're just trying to get me back in my comfort zone. Thank you, but I got this. And you go ahead and open your mail. You go ahead and take the walk. You go ahead and make the phone call, whatever it is that's in your stretches. Acknowledge fear for what it is. I see you. Thank you. I got this. And take on your stretch. That's it. Now get me. Fear is relentless. Huh? That's his job. It is relentless. So if it comes through the front door and you don't open, it's going to come through the back door and try again. It's going to try to come through the window. It's going to try everything possible to get you back into your comfort zone. And that thing looks like resistance. You know, that's when you're resistant. That's when things pop up. All of a sudden, you get a phone call out of the blue. And now you feel you need to sit on the phone. You know, that's when all these things pop up because this is fear doing its job. All you do is, again, I see you. Thank you, but I got this. And you go. Now, the next step to that I like to seal this, make this tool uber effective is this. Once you take on your stretch, you must acknowledge yourself. Acknowledge yourself for movement forward. See, and this moves us to the third pillar of the Live More Fearless methodology, which is activate. This is where we start to activate the mindset, the beliefs that empowers you to not only know, that you are enough, to not only know that you are capable, but you move in the world acting like so, right? So what you want to do is acknowledge forward movement, because fear for so long has convinced you should have done it better, faster, quicker, before now, more perfect. It goes on and on and on and on, right? So fear might motivate you, but it will never let you be satisfied. So with each movement out of your comfort zone, acknowledge yourself, because why? It is a win. It is a win. Think about it. Think about how long you've been chucking those mails to the side. Think about how long you've been sitting in your comfort zone. So one tiny step outside of it is a win. It's not about doing anything perfectly or getting it exactly how you want it. It's just the baby steps, the baby steps. So this is the tool. If you could practice this every day, one stretch, it will be a game changer in your life. Because what begins to happen is when you acknowledge yourself for each step out of your comfort zone, you're creating new beliefs in your subconscious. You're creating new neural pathways in your brain, right? This is what gives you the fuel to keep moving. And all you got to do is just see it as practice. Just practice, play. That's it. Just practice and play. So that's the stretch, risk, or die tool. And you can apply this to anything in your life. Anything.
Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing that. Thank you.
Okay.
So, I just wanted to, that's why I said to you guys, I started this off letting you guys know that this special guest and this Miss Bissy McGregor, I told you she was an expert when it comes to talking about not only addressing your fear, but truly being practical, as you saw, of giving you realistic, easy, and attainable and exercisable steps.
Yeah.
And getting you to starting to be free of those fears.
Yes.
That was the love letter I wanted to give you all today, to let you guys know that in this time, during COVID, during uncertainty still, and as we're trying to navigate what this new normal is going to be, that you still have control. Even though things still seem a little chaotic, there's still order, and there's still things that you can still say, you know what, as BC has told us in her methodologies, one step, two steps, three steps, very simple.
Yeah.
Take it a step at a time, but keep forward moving. And as always, and I'm sure BC, you know this as well, and you probably agree, if there's ever a time where you feel like you can't do that step alone, there is always help out here for you.
Mm.
Which is where, BC, I want you to let people know how, if they need to get in contact with you.
Yeah.
Or not only, because BC deals with fear and, a multitude of fears. So I don't want you guys to just think, just money. She handles a multitude of fears.
Yeah.
So if anyone wanted to get in contact with you, BC, how would they reach you?
Thank you. So I am all over social media. Mainly I play on Facebook. And I'm Bissy McGregor on Facebook, LinkedIn. Connect with me there. And I do want to gift you all something. I want to gift you one of a mini course of mine. It's called Face Your Fear. This course, you'd be able to discover the power of identifying what holds you back, whether it's in your life, relationship, money, whatever it is, and what to do about it so you can go after your desires. So it will help you put a face to your fears and discover whether your mindset is holding you back from your desires and set you up for success, right? So you're in it, you're going to get a quiz, which says, what helps you to determine, am I in the driver's seat of my life or is it fear who's driving? You're going to get an understanding for how you are wired and if it's hindering you from your growth and expansion. And we talked about when fear rears its head when you step out of your comfort zone, those talks, you're going to get a fear response cheat sheet to help you identify better, is this fear or is this not fear? Because when you can identify a thing, you can do something about it. So let me give you the link. It's bit.ly /face your fear.
Bit.ly. And is it all lowercase?
So the F, the beginning of each word is a capital letter.
Okay, face your fear.
Fear, yes.
There it should be.
Face your fear mini. Sorry. So there's a MINI.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and correct that.
Okay.
Face your fear mini.
So it's capital F, capital Y, capital F, capital M.
Okay.
Yep, just like that. Yeah.
All right. So definitely, guys, take advantage of the gifts that she's giving you, and thank you so much for gifting everyone. You know, these helpful tools. This was awesome. I appreciate you so much. And you guys know, if you ever need anything from me, you just simply can go to nelltaxandfinancialsolutions.com/contact and get in contact with me directly. But I thank you, BC, and for coming to this Tax Life Tuesday. And, you know, guys, you know, follow, subscribe for future Tax Life Tuesdays. And if this particular episode, this is something that you liked, if you liked me bringing special guests to talk to you guys, I know a lot of more awesome people like BC, and I would definitely bring them. So, you know, if this is something you would like for me to continue, definitely let me know in the comments. Otherwise, BC, I appreciate your time today, and I thank you for having you.
Thank you. You're so welcome. It was my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, guys. All right, everyone, you have a great Tuesday. Until next time.